My first thought is this defense. For the first time in a long time, I think Pat Mahomes looked really uncomfortable. And you did mention the 6 sacks. So Milton Williams had 2 sacks on the forced fumble. Josh Sweat had 2.5 sacks. Jordan David had 1 sack. Jalen Hunt had a half a sack. So yeah, I mean, it just seemed like Pat Mahomes in the pocket and scrambling for yards and trying to find something. He just didn't look really comfortable in the pocket. And then you go to, like you mentioned, the rushing yards, like 49 rushing yards between their team and their running backs. Hunt 9 yards, Perrine 8 yards, Pacheco 7 yards. It's all on 7 rushing attempts.
Mm-hmm.
You run the ball like that and make Pat Mahomes, who I know has won games with his arm before, but you do it against this defense and that relentless pressure resulted into what we saw pretty much. And Pat Mahomes turned the ball over. Not only did he got a fumble force, but he threw some interceptions. So that's the first thought around, man. I was like, man, this is a different team. And I think I remember like CJ Gardner Johnson, he tweeted a few years ago, like, get us on grass and see what happens. And well, instead of turf, they went to grass, and this is the result.
I knew it was bad when Philly scored the first time, and then he threw the pick six to Cooper DeJean, and I was like, "Oh, this is bad. This is real bad." And they were down big early, and I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah,
they're not built like to where they literally are just spending the entire game in their own territory. They just struggled to get to midfield. It was. I mean, the thing about it is that this kind of game from the Chiefs, it was inevitable based off their entire season. Like, they haven't been great this season. They've kept games close. They win them in the fourth quarter. Kind of the way the Chiefs have been all year, and Philly just didn't give them a chance.
No, not at all. And you sit there and so what's your thought on the AJ Brown pass interference call? Because in my head, I'm like, oh boy, here we go again.
Yeah, that's what everybody thought. I mean, I love when they have like the replay guy and they can just call him and say, "Oh, what do you think about this?" And he's like, "I wouldn't have called that. They were hand fighting the whole way down the field. They were both pushing off each other." But it ended up not mattering like in the end.